Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha, and I wanted to start a new thing here on my channel. One of my goals this year is to be reading more, and for fun and for learning, and to be reading more to the kids. I love reading. I love reading to my kids, but life can get so busy sometimes that I often forget. So I made it a goal this summer to read more for myself personally, and then also I'm working on it with my kids. And as we start homeschooling, I really want reading to be like the majority of what we do together. I think there's so much learning that can happen through reading, and so anyways, I wanted to start a what we're reading this month kind of thing. And so my first one is going to be a recap of what we read in June. I thought that I wasn't sure what I was going to get through, and so anyways, that's what I will be sharing with you today. I'm going to start with my own personal books that I read for fun, and then I'll move into the kids' books as well. I am a fan, a reader for fun of Christian romance novels. I just love a good love story, and I love some of the authors that are out there for Christian love stories that are wholesome and just good to listen to and not cause you to kind of question what's going on in the story. So one of the authors I read is Denise Hunter, and she is she kind of walks the line a little bit. She does some stuff that's steamy and a little bit abnormal for a Christian romance novel, but it doesn't go across the line at all. So anyways, I worked my way through her, this is the Summer Harbor novel series, and there's 3 books in this series. I actually started this book in December, and life happened, and so I just needed to get through it because I had the rest of them, and so I was like, okay, let's just do it. And so I finished it really quickly, and this series was good. It wasn't my favorite from her. There's another series called the Summer Harbor series that is really, really good. But this one was a good series. It kept my attention. It's about 4 brothers and their love stories. Sorry. This is the Summer Harbor series. My favorite one of all time is her Chapel Hills series. So she has 4 in that series plus a novelette kind of thing that she did, a Christmas one. Anyways, these were really good, entertaining. The one thing that drives me absolutely crazy about Denise Hunter, and some people love it, is the drama and the just the drama and the stuff that happens. And part of me, when I read these, is like, come on, get to something good. This is driving me crazy. So anyways, this series was really good. I would recommend it as something just for fun, but know that there are some tedious, like painful stuff, and I actually cried quite a bit in these ones. So just keep that in mind. She doesn't skirt around real life issues, and so these were good. I am currently in the middle of this one, so this is what I'm currently reading from her. This is her newest one, Sweetbriar Cottage, and it's about a couple who was supposed to be divorced, and they discovered that they're not, and they end up stuck in a cabin together in a freak snowstorm during the spring. So anyways, I am in the middle of this. This one has been really hard for me to read emotionally, so I will be sure to review it when I'm done with it, but that's one of the things that I've been reading for fun. Next up, I have my nonfiction, the stuff that I'm reading for learning and personal growth and stuff like that. And I picked up this Grace Not Perfection by Emily Ley. If you watch any of my other videos, you know that I have her planner. I have followed Emily Ley for many years. I really enjoy just her personality and she's just really fun. And this book was nothing different, and I really enjoyed this book. It's all about just living a life that's simple and doesn't focus on perfect. It focuses on grace and making things happen, and but finding what you're passionate about. And so this was a really great book for me. One of my favorite things is that throughout the book are sections where you get to fill out. So she has areas where you can like fill out what is important to you, or what thoughts you're having, so that as you're reading the story, or reading the book, you can kind of process it and just kind of get deep into it. And I really enjoyed that with this book. So I would highly recommend Grace Not Perfection. It was a really easy, quick read. I finished this book in less than a month, and that's big for me because nonfiction is hard for me to read through constantly, and this was really, really good. So I would recommend this book a lot. The other book I am reading, it's taking me a little bit longer, is The Life-Giving Home, and I absolutely love this book. I have heard from a few of my friends that it was really hard to get through. I have not had that problem. I'm taking it a little slower because I have a lot of other things on my list that I want to read. But right now I'm in the section where they go through each month and how you live each month in a life-giving way. And so what I'm doing is just putting it in, trying to get through at least that month that's coming up next. So I've been working on July, trying to get it before July starts, but trying to get through the month that's coming so that it's fresh in my mind and that I can do it. There's also a workbook that goes with it and that I haven't started it yet. But this has been a really great book. And at the end of each chapter, I have been filling out just takeaways that I've been, things that have come to my mind that I just want to share with my husband, or things that I want to look back at when I'm going through this to create a life-giving home. And this has just been a really great book. I would highly, highly recommend this book. The next one that I am reading as well is Women of the Word. And this is a Bible study that I'm doing. It's an independent Bible study that I'm doing with my church. And I'm doing it with a friend of mine. And it is a really great book. I went to Bible college as a baby Christian and went through a Principles of Bible Study class. And it was really great, but I was so young in my faith that I didn't really grasp all of this. And Jen Wilkins is amazing, and her style of writing is so easy to read and personable, and she's just real, and I really have liked this. This is a great book if you are trying to figure out how to really be a woman of the Word, who knows the Word and who the Word is just seeps out of you. And I would highly recommend this book to every woman who's out there who is studying God's Word, who really wants to dig deep and have a solid relationship with Him. This gives some really great perspective and some really great guidelines on how to study the Word on your own without needing a Bible study. So I would highly recommend this book. I'm not finished with it yet, but it is really, really great. And the last book that I'm reading, and I am in love with this book, is Knights in Training, and this is a book about raising honorable, courageous, and compassionate boys. And because I have two boys, and we live in a society that just knocks boys being boys, I really wanted to pick this up, and I have loved it so far. Heather writes in such a way that helps you to understand. She's done tons of research on boys and girls and the differences in them and cultural studies and stuff like that, and how our society is just really demeaning men in general, and so our boys don't really have guidelines or heroes to look up to. And so it's about creating that in this, and this book is awesome because she gives you step-by-step principles and how to implement this in your home. I am just starting on the principles part, where like you go over all of the 10 characteristics and traits that you do. But this is a great book. If you are looking for a book on how to raise your boys, I would highly recommend this book. It's gonna rub some people the wrong way because it talks about culture, and if you're in the culture and you really think everything's fine, then you're not going to agree with this book. But if you just feel like there's just something wrong and something missing, and there's a reason why there's all these single men and single women in their 30s that can't find good husbands, it's really addresses why and the reason why behind that. So I really highly recommend this. I want my boys to be strong and courageous, but compassionate and chivalrous and taking care of others. And so we are going to be implementing this into our house. We're going to be tweaking it a little bit, and I'm still working on it, on a way to do this for my daughter, because her principles are great for boys and girls, but there are differences between boys and girls, and I think that girls need to know how to fight and how to take care of themselves and to defend themselves. But I also think that that shouldn't necessarily be their role. That's not God's intention for their role of life. So anyways, we're going to implement this in a little bit different way for our daughter, but we really are going to implement this, and it's really been a great book. All right, now on to the kids' books. We have been doing a unit study on Native American history this summer before we start homeschooling, and this unit's going to go into our homeschool year because we're going to start in 2 weeks. So we are doing Native American history, and there are some books that we have really enjoyed. One of them has been Was Sacagawea. It's a chapter book that is nonfiction, but written in story form, and these are really great. I've seen these around in the homeschool world, and we've really enjoyed this. It's been a great place to find stories about real life people and learn about Sacagawea and the life that she had. And the kids, my 5-year-old and 3-year-old, have really gotten into these. They're almost 4 and 6, but they've really gotten into these, and we look forward to finishing this book. Another book that we're using, it came with one of my curriculums, is The Very First Americans, and this book is really great. It talks about all the different regions of Native Americans and and what they did in their livelihood. This is also one that came with the curriculum, and it's North American Indians, and it's also very great. So these 2 books are where we're getting a lot of our information, our nonfiction information, and filling out some charts that we found online, and they've been really great books. Now, along with that, we've been reading some fiction that comes with it. How the Raven Stole the Sun is one of the books, talking about the story of the raven, and it's a folk tale by the Northwest Indians. That's what we started with. And then also we read this book called The Totem Tale, A Tall Tale from Alaska, and this book is great. If you are studying Native American history or totem poles or anything, I highly recommend this book. The kids have asked us to read this numerous times, so it's a great, great book and a great story. And last but not least, we have started to do read-alouds with the kids as far as chapter books. We wanted to start getting them into chapter books and listening to chapter books. And from a variety of sources, My Father's Dragon was recommended to us as where to start with a beginning chapter book for the ages of our kids, and we have fallen in love. We have finished My Father's Dragon, the first one, and we are now on the second of the trilogy. We're halfway through that. And it has been really great. So it's called Elmer and the Dragons, the one that we're on currently. And then there's one more after that called Dragon in the Blue Land. And so we are really enjoying these books. They keep our kids' attention. They won't beg for more. And it's been a really great starter chapter book. So if you're looking for something like that, I highly recommend this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like these types of videos, please like it below and let me know in the comments what you're reading, and if you have any great recommendations of great books. I will see you again soon. Thanks.